Today on The Good Stuff.
What do we think? Yeah.
Spring never tasted so sweet. From my own classic carrot cake to a beautiful rhubarb dream cake to strawberry crumble bars and cookie sandwiches with honey marshmallow. We've got something to satisfy every sweet tooth this season. Plus,
We're just gonna look, oh, I made a mess, Mary.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Hey Chen reveals her fave baking tools and judges as two pro chefs fiercely compete to create the ultimate spring cake.
Get your fork ready because you're going to eat a slice of second place.
It's going down.
Today. We are baking up the sweetest treats of the season, starting with some serious flour power. Get ready for our spring sweets showdown. Two talented bakers are facing off to make a stunning spring cake. Let's meet our competitors.
Hey Mary, Carol here, the brains and home baker behind Baking Zen. But there's nothing zen about me today because I'm going to destroy my competition. I'm a homemaker. I've been baking since my kids were born, so that was probably around 21 years ago. But I've been seriously focusing on cakes maybe in the last 7 years. Passion comes from my kids. They were very particular about the types of cakes they want that you can't buy. So that's how I started making cakes for birthdays. When I'm baking, I go into Zen mode. It is my stress release. I just focus and just go with the flow. First experience of baking was with my second cousin, and we made chocolate chip cookies. In my culture, Chinese desserts, we don't typically bake. So she brought me into her kitchen and we made a batch of chocolate chip cookies, and I was like mind blown. I didn't know cookies tasted like that. And that's what I think just woke up my, creative side. Message from my competition, well, get your fork ready because you're going to eat a slice of second place.
Hi Mary, I'm Jess. I'm the owner of Julienne's Patisserie. It's always been my lifelong dream to open up my own bakery cafe. But now my only dream is to crush my opponent. I am 26, went to school at George Brown for baking and pastry arts management. I have worked in all sorts of different places in the food industry, from hotels, camps, bakeries, cafes, serving, all of the above. So very comfortable around food. It's my whole life. So I named Julienne's after my grandmother because she taught me how to bake growing up. We would bake cakes every Wednesday for her small group, and she would always have people over. We would bake hundreds of cookies every year for our family for Christmas. And she pushed me to go to school, and she pushed me to travel to learn a little bit more about things that I love. We always hoped to open a bakery together one day, and then a couple years ago she passed from cancer, so I opened this in her honor. It still doesn't feel like real life. I'm just an employee here. I'm not the boss, and these are just all my friends that I work with. When you love what you do, you really don't feel like you're working at all. Well, for the competition, it's going down.
Hey bakers, welcome to our Spring Sweets Showdown. We are looking for the best spring-themed cakes. Think birds, flowers, sunshine, and rainbows. You'll be judged on your design, creativity, and the overall execution. Best of luck.
The theme is one of my favorite styles of cakes to do, very bright, floral, colorful, pastel. So I think that this is gonna be really great, really easy, right in my wheelhouse.
My plan, I'm thinking lots of lemon, I think, bright flavors, maybe some fruit, not sure. You have to wait and see.
I am stacking my cake. I have a beautiful Swiss meringue buttercream. I'm gonna do this one 3 layers.
So I'm gonna be making some wafer paper florals. I'm gonna start with tulips, because I mean, spring is tulips, right? And I am just basically painting it.
It's all gonna be pink, so to keep in the nice floral springtime look.
I'll show you how I put one together. That's it. And then I'll just add some leaves to it, call it a day.
So I am just doing the final layer of buttercream around the outside, and then I'm going to add some piping to make it super frilly and vintage.
You two are off to a great start. It's always such a delight also watching professional bakers decorate a cake like it's the easiest thing in the world. It's not. Yeah. Really, really nicely done. Now, Pei, let them know how you're going to be judging these two.
Okay, so ladies, as you know, we are judging based on creativity, your overall design of the cakes. We want to make sure that you stick to that theme of the spring sweet treat. Spring sweet treat.
Say that 5 times fast.
Sweet treat, treat. If you can say that 5 times fast, you might win. You have an edge. And of course, what really matters to us as eaters is the flavor and how great your cake tastes.
Totally. Are we feeling good about this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to cake. Carol and Jessica, it is time for you to finish off those cakes you got started. So head on up, batters up. All right. We are going to see their cake creations at the end of the show. Pei, you're going to be sticking around for a lot more of the show. I'm very excited.
I'm here all day.
She's chilling. It's going to be a good day. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to make my personal fave cake. Stick around for that.
Tomorrow on The Good Stuff. Make the old new again. It's a fashion revamp when Alexis Haunts makes over 2 viewers using pieces they already own. Then, I love this! From styling antiques to that on-trend rustic wood look. Think outside the box to refresh well-loved household items. Plus, I've got a modern spin for a very old-school chicken dish with irresistible results. The Good Stuff is all new tomorrow.
To bake up the ultimate spring cake. We are going to see their creations at the end of the show. They are already looking so good. But right now, I'm in a little bit of a mood for a cake of my own. So today I wanted to show you how to make my classic carrot cake. Yeah. Listen, carrot cake is a classic for a reason. It's perfect for springtime. Just because Easter is maybe past, we're still celebrating the carrot. It's absolutely delicious. I love carrot cake. It's got so much deliciousness in it. It's got so many treats, and it's got that beautiful cream cheese frosting on there too. So, I know. I feel like a lot of people like carrot cake because of the cream cheese frosting. Honestly, I'm not mad about that, but I'm gonna show you how to make my classic carrot cake recipe. So the first thing I need in my bowl is 2 cups of sugar. Don't worry, there's carrots in it, so it's a vegetable, so we're fine. I like to do a mixture of white sugar and brown sugar, so I'm doing 1 cup of white sugar, and then 1 cup of brown sugar. Any sort of brown sugar you have. If you have light brown sugar, that works. If you have dark brown sugar, that'll be good too. It'll just have a bit more of that molassesy flavor, which I personally love. But the mixture of these two is gonna give really nice texture. The white sugar is gonna give you almost a kind of like crisp on the top of that little bit of texture on the cake. The brown sugar is gonna give that kind of molassesy, sticky, toffee, puddingy vibe, which I love so much. All right, now into there, I'm going in with my fat. Now, as opposed to doing a butter-based cake like I would for like a vanilla, I actually like using oil for my carrot cake. It keeps it super moist. It also makes it so it rises really evenly, and you don't have to cream everything together in the way that you normally would with a butter-based cake. So I need 1 cup of oil. This is a dense, moist, delicious cake that I think would last, don't quote me on this, 82 years on your counter, because it's really good. All right, I'm going in with that cup of oil. And then into there, I'm going in with my eggs. Now, if I was doing a butter-based cake, what I would want to do is I would actually want to blend this together and do what's called creaming. Creaming doesn't actually involve cream. It's basically whipping air into that fat and sugar mixture. But since I'm using oil, you can't really whip air into it. So I'm just going to dump everything on into the pool. So the next ingredient I'm going in with is my eggs. So I need 4 eggs in there. That's going to give a little bit of lift, a little bit of browning power. It's also going to just bring everything together beautifully. I keep bragging like I could do a one-handed egg crack, but like sometimes I can and sometimes, nailed it, okay, cool. When there are literal professional bakers around, I'm very nervous about this. I did one in front of Anna Olsen. It did not go well. So, you know, hubris and all. All right, now into there, I'm gonna go in with some flavors. This is a classic kind of cake starter, but I wanna build more deliciousness into here. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of orange zest. I love carrots and orange together, and it gives such good flavor. Now, you can go anywhere from 1 to 2 oranges, but I actually like to zest it right on into the bowl, because when you zest an orange, if you were to get like a microscope out or something or look really, really close, a lot of the oil actually kind of sprays out as you're zesting. So by doing it over the bowl, that's gonna get all of that flavor right on into here. Now, if you want kind of like a hint of orange, 1 orange is perfect. If you want a super orange cake, toss in a 2nd orange zested. That's gonna give you delicious, delicious bright oranginess. That's looking great. And then in there, oh, vanilla. We need the classic. About 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. That's gonna bring a nice kind of round, kind of musty sweetness into there in a really good way. Now, whisking, pop it in. This is the only tricky part, is getting that sugar and that egg mixed together. And this is all you need to do. Just mix it until it comes together. You don't have to worry about making it light and fluffy or anything. You're just looking for a beautiful, smooth texture, just like that. Now, we're gonna move on to our dry ingredients. So I've got in this bowl over here, I've got 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. I've also got 2 teaspoons each of baking powder and baking soda. Now, this is a dense, heavy cake because we're gonna put those carrots in there. So you do need a good amount of that chemical leavener. It's gonna give it that little bit of a lift and make it light and fluffy. I've also got ½ teaspoon of salt in there. This is where you get to add your spices. I like a really spiced carrot cake because I feel like then it's a mixture of spice cake, carrot cake, kind of sticky toffee pudding, all the things you want in one cake. The first thing I want is a whole tablespoon of cinnamon, which sounds like a lot of cinnamon. But I like it. If you want less, feel free, pull back. But a tablespoon gives you really, really good flavor. Pop that on in. Then I'm going in with about ½ teaspoon of cloves, just ground cloves. You could also do a ½ teaspoon if this is a bit too punchy, but orange, cloves, carrots, all goes so, so well together. So about a ½ teaspoon of that. Then I need a little bit of my very favorite spice. Does anybody know what that is? Nutmeg, thank you so much. And did you know that this pocket in jeans is specifically for nutmeg? Because it's the only thing that will fit in there. So I want to pop in about anywhere from a ¼ to a ½ teaspoon. And typically 1 nutmeg is about a teaspoon's worth. So just grate in about a ¼ to a ½ of a whole nutmeg right on into there. Fresh nutmeg gives you a really nice lemony flavor. If you don't have fresh, you could totally use powdered or dried or ground. That would work perfectly as well. So I'm just gonna whisk that together. And I always like adding my spices in before I whisk, because that's gonna make sure I can see when everything is nice and incorporated. So all that baking powder and baking soda is getting mixed in at the same time. Perfect. Now all I need to do is dump this dry ingredients right on into the wet. This is the thing I love about these cakes. They come together so easily. You don't have to fuss with back and forth or anything like that. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a mix just to start it going. This is a really, really dense, moist cake. It's super tasty. So just give it a good mix until we almost are starting to see not too much flour. And then we're gonna add in our mix-ins. So obviously, we need some carrots. So I've got 3 cups of grated carrots here. Now you do have to grate these on a box grater or on a food processor. Don't buy the pre-grated carrots because they're almost more like a matchstick. And then you're really gonna be able to tell that there are carrots in this cake. And the whole point of carrot cake is you don't really tell that there's carrots in there. It's more about everything else. So I pop that in. Then I'm gonna go in with some walnuts or pecans. I've got about a cup of walnuts here that I'm just popping in. Then this is a little divisive, but I love it. I'm going in with some chopped pineapple. Okay, thank you so much. It gives so much texture, it gives so much moisture. I actually like using canned pineapple as well. Really brings everything together beautifully. Then you just wanna mix that together until it comes into a beautiful, kind of smooth, even batter, where everything's nice and distributed. See, it's a pretty kind of thick situation going on, but that's exactly what we're looking for. This does a really nice cupcake or muffin as well. Once that's all mixed together, what you wanna do is divide that into some baking pans. I've got a couple over over here. I'm just gonna talk about them though. I've got them greased with a little bit of nonstick cooking spray and then lined with a round of parchment. That's gonna make them really easy to come out. Divide that batter in, pop that into a 350-degree oven for 40 to 50 minutes. There's a lot of moisture in there. You need to cook it for a good long time. While you're baking those cakes though, it's time to do your cream cheese frosting, which I'm very excited about. Yeah. So I have a little bit of a trick when I'm doing cream cheese frosting. I like to actually beat the cream cheese beforehand and I add it in at the end. So I've got 2 cups of beaten cream cheese here, brick style. There's a lot of moisture in there. If I were to mix this in with that icing sugar right now, it gets really sloppy and it's really hard to work with. So by making almost an American buttercream with 1.5 cups of butter and about 5 cups of that powdered sugar, then, yes, it's sugary, don't worry. Then adding that cream cheese, you're gonna get a beautiful texture. I'm gonna do that over the break, but when we come back, I'm gonna finish up this cake. Stick around. Spring Sweets Showdown. We will see their creations at the end of the show. It is looking so good up there, and I'm not gonna lie, it's smelling pretty good down here. Now, when it comes to spring sweets, in my personal opinion, actually any time of the year sweets, it's hard to beat carrot cake. I love a carrot cake. It's so good. It's chock full of everything you could ever want. You can mix in anything. Personally, if you put raisins in it, I think you've ruined it. But if you want raisins, put those raisins in there. You do you. Whatever you would like in that carrot cake, go for it. Now, before the break, I made up my classic carrot cake recipe. That's just chilling on the back counter now. I flipped them out of their pans and popped them onto a wire rack just to let them cool to room temperature. Then I made this beautiful cream cheese frosting. Now, what I like to do with mine is almost make an American buttercream. So that's just butter and sugar, icing sugar, whipped together. Then I add in whipped cream cheese, or cream cheese that I've whipped up a bit. That's gonna give you a really nice texture. It's gonna keep it thick and creamy. But I do like to season it up a little with some vanilla. And then also just to hint that this is a little bit of a different cake that's got some of those spices in there. We're going in with a little bit of cinnamon. I just like the way it looks. I like the taste. Clearly, I put a tablespoon in the cake. If you want less, if you don't want that, feel free to leave it out. But it'd also be really nice, again, with nutmeg if you want to. Kind of tastes like a donut. Give that a little bit of a mix together, just to combine. And once you add that cream cheese, you don't want to overmix this. If you overmix it, it starts to get really soupy, and you don't want that. So this, to me, is looking absolutely beautiful. It's creamy, it's thick, and it looks like a delight. Like, look, that's what you're looking for when it comes to cream cheese frosting. All right, that looks like a dream to me. But now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna decorate this. Now, when I'm making a carrot cake, the thing I love the most about carrot cake is rarely do you see like a stunner of a carrot cake. They always just look like something that you want to dig into, something that, I don't know, your mom or you can make, or your dad, or something like that. It's absolutely beautiful. If we can get the cream cheese frosting off the mixer. There you go. So I'm gonna grab those cakes that are cooled fully to room temperature. Another thing with any sort of buttercream is you do not want to put it onto a warm cake. That's gonna melt and slop everywhere, not what you're looking for. Or if you did want that, just do a single layer and that'll work. So what I'm gonna do is pop one little round of my cake down, and then I'm just gonna grab some of that beautiful cream cheese frosting we've got here. Now, it's got a really nice consistency. This is so thick you could actually pipe it if you want to, which is a dream. But I'm just gonna pop that right on top. And when I'm making a carrot cake, I actually like to kind of do it with naked edges. Like, I don't like icing the outside because I like seeing all of that deliciousness on the inside. You see those specks of carrot, that little bit of that pineapple in there. I'm gonna pop the other round right on top. Now, if you want to see professional cake decorating, look upstairs where those wonderful ladies are doing theirs. This is not that, but this is a really good whatever day of the week cake. Now, I really like to go kind of heavy on the top with my cream cheese frosting. Always put more on than you think, because you can always take it away. So give that a good little spread. Looking absolutely beautiful. And this is the hard part, don't overspread it, because then it starts looking too fussy. You just want it to look a little messy, a little delicious. And then what I like to do, just to hint that there's some nuts going on in there, little scattering of some of those walnuts all the way around. And that, to me, looks like the perfect carrot cake. Now, I just found out today that my friend Jay, who's the audience coordinator here, is obsessed with carrot cake. So what do we say we get him out here to give this a taste? Hi, Jay. Jay's so excited. So excited. Okay, Okay, so carrot cake. Is this the cake you request on your birthday, or is this just like an everyday cake for
I
you?
would have this every day.
Okay.
I see it in the coffee shop.
Yes.
I'm a tea drinker.
Oh, yeah.
But what happens with me is I'll end up eating the...
Look at that. Okay.
I end up eating the cake before I drink my tea because I can't wait for it. I just want it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you put that extra dollop on top
Oh,
because
yes.
I love the cream cheese.
I was gonna say, I think it's the cream cheese frosting, but like, look at the texture going on in there, and Jay's gonna take a bite.
And there's pineapple. I've never had it with pineapple.
It's good,
in it,
it's good.
so,
You're gonna
yeah.
like it, I think.
Oh.
What do we think? Yeah?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Absolute delight. All right, Jay's got cake to eat, because we gotta get back to the audience, too. So he's gotta finish that. We gotta take a break, but we'll be right back.
So we're baking with an unexpected ingredient,
Classic
especially
Jason's throwback.
in baking. You don't really see this. And what I'm more of a savory person
I
than
love
a
a salty.
sweet person.
Yeah.
And so I thought, let's try and use something that kind of brings in that savory aspect into baking.
Are you sitting at home thinking, hey, seeing the good stuff live would be fun? Well, you are in luck. We would love for you, along with your friends and family, to be a part of our studio audience. Just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen for your chance to join us. Tickets are free. Can't wait to hear from you.
Bakers Carol and Jess are facing off in our Spring Sweets Showdown. I challenged them to bake up the ultimate spring cake. Oh yeah, we're gonna see their creations at the end of the show. I cannot wait. But joining me now in the kitchen is my bud, Jason Scroma. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm so excited, Jason.
I'm very excited too. I get to bake with you.
I know, I'm thrilled. How far have we come?
I mean,
this is very exciting.
It's very exciting for us.
Yes.
Because I've styled for you for many years.
Yes.
And I've baked your creations.
Yeah.
And so now we get to bake my creations.
I am thrilled about this. All right, so I'm super excited because today you are going to be baking with one of your favorite ingredients.
Yeah, so we're baking with an unexpected ingredient,
Classic
especially
Jason's throwback.
in baking. You don't really see this, and what I'm more of a savory person
I
than
love a
a
salty.
sweet person.
Yeah.
And so I thought, let's try and use something that kind of brings in that savory aspect into baking. So I thought, let's use miso, white miso.
Do you know what I love about this, Jason?
Tell
I buy
me.
miso. I've got it in the fridge.
Right?
I use it once, and then I said, what am I going to do with
It
this?
sits in
Yeah.
it sits in the side of your
Yes.
fridge, and you're like, what am I going to do there? So why not do something a little fun
Yeah.
and bake with it? And we're going to start with this is a little crazy, but we're going to make a rhubarb miso chiffon cake. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm very excited about this.
Ready?
I love a chiffon cake.
Right?
Yes.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with, so what I did is I made a rhubarb compote. So making a compote, really easy, only 3 ingredients. We've got some cut up fresh rhubarb, some maple syrup, a little bit of sweetness. You could use honey as well, and some vanilla.
Okay.
And so it only takes a little bit of water. There's a lot of water already in rhubarb.
Yeah.
So when you hit it with some heat and you let that go, it kind of, this is what happens.
It turns almost into rhubarb sauce.
Right.
Like
exactly.
applesauce, but rhubarb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're going to use this in the batter, but we're also using it later on, so stay tuned.
Okay.
We're going to start with the wet ingredients. So I already have 6 egg yolks in here.
Okay.
And we're going to add some sugar, some
Perfect.
granulated sugar. We're also adding some oil. So this is just a neutral oil.
This is the thing I love about a chiffon cake. It's almost like an angel food cake, but it's got the fat in it, so it gives it a better texture.
That's right. And the fun thing about this, we'll get to it later, is the fact that it rises so nicely and it
Yeah.
stays really spongy.
Yeah.
Right? And so we've got the egg yolks, the flour, or sorry, the sugar and the oil. We're also going to add in the rhubarb compote
Okay.
into here. And then I have some almond extract.
Oh, beautiful.
And then a little bit of vanilla extract. And then we also have
The star of the show.
the star of the show, the miso paste. So this is white miso paste. And we have about like 2 or 3 tablespoons that go in.
I love
to
this
that,
addition. Again, it gives
right?
that salt, because salty sweet go so well together.
And then we're gonna whip that up. So this is the wet ingredients. What we already did beforehand is we sifted our dry ingredients. So just 4 things. We've got some cake flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt.
Okay.
So that's been sifted.
Okay.
And then that goes into your to your wet ingredients.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and we're gonna give that a really easy
Mix it up.
mix it up.
Love.
Okay.
And then Jason Scrobar, I got a question for you.
Ask me.
We've got 6 egg yolks in there. What about those egg whites?
I was hoping you were going to ask me that. So what we did beforehand is we whipped those egg whites up, and just like we were talking about before, the beautiful thing about a chiffon cake is it rises. And so the fun thing is when you're putting your batter into your tin, you don't want to oil it or grease it, because what happens is this batter climbs up the sides and it grows just like that.
Yes.
Right? And it becomes really spongy and beautiful, and it takes really well to. We're gonna do a rhubarb whipped cream, and whipped cream and chiffon cake. Our friends.
It's again, everyone's had I feel like it's the go-to summer dessert, the store-bought angel food cake.
Right.
With the strawberries and the whipped cream, or the freezer tub of whipped cream on it. And it's delicious, but a chiffon cake gives you that addition of fat. It's super luscious.
And you can say you're a baker when you make something like this.
100%.
So we're gonna slowly add the egg whites into here. We want to do a few incorporations so we don't lose that air that's been incorporated into the batter.
Totally.
And
so we get that all mixed in. It's gonna be nice and light and fluffy. That's
right.
the thing. This is also, you can also fold it if you want to be fancy.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll add in another little dish.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful.
And again, once this is whipped up, again, sorry, I should say you don't want to whip it too much, because you don't want to lose the air that you've incorporated into the egg whites.
Totally.
And so then that goes.
And I will say, even when I'm making a chiffon cake, even if you still have the little bits of egg white in there, it's still gonna bake up beautifully.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
And so then this will go into both of your pans. So you're just gonna eyeball it and divide it into two.
See, this is my favorite. I love baking with you, because I'm the same. Eyeball it. It's gonna be good.
You go a little bit here, a little bit there, and then once it's all in, you're gonna bake this for about 28 to 30 minutes. And really what happens is in the oven is when you take it out, you'll see that sponginess.
Yes.
And it's really beautiful.
100%.
And
you end up, look
at this.
This is
magic
genuinely how tall this is. Stunner. And do you see the bubbles?
Yeah.
So good. Oh
so
my gosh.
Springy and beautiful. And like I said, we're doing this beautiful rhubarb whipped cream. So remember the compote that we made earlier? I saved a little bit. I incorporated into some of the whipped cream, which we have there. And then we have some more here.
Beautiful.
And we're going to take this and we're gonna add it to the top.
The little flecks of the rhubarb in here.
Isn't that
Jason,
beautiful?
this is so cute.
Look at this, 2 cakes in one day.
This is how you can tell. I know, 2 cakes, and there's more cake. And I also love the fact that this cake is the complete polar opposite of the carrot cake, which is heavy and dense. This is light and fluffy.
Light and feathery.
Yes.
And we're not even done yet, because
Jason Scrobar is a food stylist, so it's gotta be cute.
Well, you know what? One of the things I love about rhubarb is the color.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and if you poach it, it gives off this beautiful pink syrup. So you can take some of this and you just add it to the top, right? And then
look at it dripping.
And then you've got this beautiful topping, and like you said, you can add some of the syrup to the top as well. And one last thing, because like you said, I'm a food stylist, and you kind of have to have this one last flair.
Yes.
And pistachios and rhubarb and whipped cream, this just finishes it off. And I love it.
Stone Cold Stunner, Jason Scrobar. I'm gonna cut a slice of this because I simply cannot wait. But tell me what's going on over here.
Okay, so we're not done with our miso extravaganza. No. Okay, so what I did here is I made these beautiful. Another really great thing to do in spring is use up your strawberries. If you go pick strawberries or you buy them at the store. This is a really simple strawberry oat bar.
Oh, beautiful.
So beautiful on its own, really tasty. But what I did to incorporate the miso, look at that.
Can you even? Look at that sponge. Beautiful. Okay, back to the bars.
So we've got these beautiful strawberry oat bars. And do you like salted caramel?
Jason, you know me.
Right?
We love salted caramel.
So salted caramel is one of my favorite things, and I thought, why not add a little bit of miso to the caramel?
Oh, I love this idea.
And then that kind of brings it up a notch. And look at this. We're going to take these bars. We're going to drizzle a little bit of this over top.
Yes. Yes. I'm very excited.
And I mean, bring that to a friend's place, and I mean, or that. I mean,
This is so
the two
good.
of them, but we're still not done.
No, we gotta do one more.
Because we have one more before we go. We've got these beautiful brown butter miso cookies.
But are these a sandwich cookie from the Sandwich King?
I mean,
yes, but of course.
I wrote a sandwich cookbook, so I thought I'd bring as the last one a cookie sandwich.
Okay.
So on its own, again, these beautiful brown butter miso cookies are great, but why not add a little bit of marshmallow, homemade marshmallow fluff
Yes.
to the bottom? We're just gonna pipe that.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and get mine to go.
I'm really strong, Jason.
You're stronger than me.
Yeah, I'm really strong.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Okay, let's
there we go.
sandwich this baby. Okay, we're doing one.
Look at that.
Look at this miso sandwich cookie. Jason
Cheers.
Strober, cheers to you. Great job. We gotta take a quick break, but we'll be right back.
This is the tiny little handheld vacuum.
Oh.
So this one here, we're just gonna like, look, oh, I made a mess,
Oh,
Mary.
no, oh, no.
Oh no. I would use a different nozzle. I pushed it around mostly, but we're gonna go. So
There we
here
go. There we go. We are back with the one and only Pei Chen. Now, Pei, you are going to be judging our Spring Sweets Showdown today. Feeling very excited about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But before we get to that, as a baker yourself, someone who spends a lot of time in the kitchen, you know how important it is to have the right tools to actually help make it fun and easy and enjoyable.
Yeah, you know people who are like, oh, I don't really like baking. I'm like, how can you not like baking?
Yes.
You have such a great reward at the end.
Totally.
So let's start off with this great little food processor here. This is a Black & Decker 8-cup food processor.
Oh, right on.
Now, I know a lot of people think, well, you know, I use this for chopping onions, making salsa, making hummus, what have you. It is a great baking tool as well. I didn't really know that I could use my food processor for doughs, for example. So the first time I do make a pie crust,
Yes.
I thought, oh my gosh, this is what it's for.
It's a game changer.
And this one is under $100. So you
that's
can actually
fantastic.
find it to be quite affordable.
Yeah.
And you'll use it more than you probably think you will.
Totally. And
Yeah.
also, if you want to make Mary Berg's classic carrot cake, you use this little attachment.
So this has got the two sides, so you can
Yes.
grate and you can slice. So
Yes.
it's really, really great, very like all-purpose tool to have.
Fantastic. I absolutely love that. Okay, yeah, definitely a must. I also think that's a perfect size, too.
Yes, you want in a small space, like just
Yes.
tuck it away. It's great.
You're good to go. Okay, next up, we're moving into other handheld gadgets, but we've got a couple things that I wouldn't necessarily think of for the kitchen.
Well, look, Mary, you know that when you're baking, there's stuff everywhere. There's crumbs, there's there's little bits of nuts and chocolate. I love this. This is new, actually, from Zwilling. This is their Extend cordless line.
Okay.
And this is my favorite piece. This is the tiny little handheld vacuum.
Oh.
So in terms of like, let me just show you the power. So it has a different nozzle. So this one here, we're just gonna like, look, oh, I made a mess,
Oh,
Mary.
no, oh, no.
Oh, no, but I can,
Oh, wait, are we gonna get it?
here we go.
There we go, there we
Yes,
go. We're getting it, we're
slowly.
getting some, we're getting some, we're getting some.
There we go. And what's really great about this is I would use a different nozzle. I pushed it around mostly, but we're gonna go. So
There we
here
go, there we go. Just like with any vacuum, you use the correct attachments.
Yes. So I would use this one for your keyboard, for example.
Okay, so this is what I was going to say. My computer and keyboard.
I'm gonna keep this going. I just want to keep vacuuming.
I love vacuuming. My computer.
No.
My computer
It's got
and
a long battery
keyboard.
life, too.
Yes, it does. My computer, it's really easy to use, genuinely. We're just on TV. My computer keyboard is full of flour. 100%.
So here you go. But also just think about it like in the car, camping, cottage, what have you.
Totally.
Taking to the beach. But I love it because it's light, it's easy, long battery life, like I said, rechargeable
Fantastic.
battery that you can remove.
Yeah.
Really great. And they have other pieces within the cordless line as
Yeah.
well. So you can take this wherever you want, Mary.
I was going to say, you can make a whipped something on the bus like you did with your bus salsa.
I'm gonna vacuum the bus,
Yes,
actually.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Now, okay, I was talking about how my whole keyboard in my computer, and again, this attachment would be perfect for that, is full of flour. So
Yes.
speaking of flour, what do we got here?
Okay, so this is a lovely company based out of the West Coast in Vancouver called Flourist.
I love
and
this
they
company.
do, I'm so glad you know it because they do organic freshly milled grains. So flour, when you think of like AP flour, bread flour, but if you really want to amp up your baking, think about experimenting with different grains. And when you try freshly milled grains, it really changes things.
Yeah, it really does.
So things like, you know, your red fife, your rye flour, buckwheat, like those are such great grains to start experimenting with.
Totally.
And especially if you do breads,
Yes,
right? Like
really
you
good
love
for
mixing
bread.
it up. So I just absolutely love this is a West Coast company. They also have a really lovely retail shop in Vancouver. Where you can go in and you can get like really delicious cookies and breads and sandwiches. It is absolutely wonderful.
Totally. Now, speaking of bakers, we got to talk the decoration. What are we talking about here?
So this is an Ontario company. So again, made in Canada.
Nice.
And this is called Sweet Polita. And the woman who founded this company, Rosie, she just wanted to bring more joy to everyone. So thank you, Rosie. She does these sprinkle medleys. She also does seasonal ones. So this is some of her spring collection.
Totally.
And it's just, I think, a great way to also dress up something that may have been a little bit of a cheat, like a grocery store cupcake or something out of a box. It just makes it look fancy, and also just like they're beautiful, delicious, and it just makes everything look gourmet.
It really does. I've been using these sprinkles for years now, and thanks to Sweet Polita studio audience, you're all going home with this Bake the World Happy box filled with glitter, sprinkles, and gardens. So good. All right, what's going on here? We got kind of personalized.
Yes. So I wanted to get a few things from other Canadian artists, like, small vendors that I was able to find on Etsy. And I love the idea of customized cookie cutters or stamps.
Yes,
right?
they're back.
Oh, and they are very inexpensive. So if you want to do like a happy birthday, Mary, or happy anniversary, happy retirement, or terrible retirement, whatever. But I just love that you can customize and personalize. So if you are someone who loves to bake and loves to gift cookies, then why not? So we had the little good stuff ones made.
This is so cute. Look at how
Aren't
cute
they
those
great?
are.
Or for your kid's birthday party or an anniversary celebration, great way to do it.
Also really good for fondant as well.
Yes.
Really, really great. All right, now this, I am obsessed, and I wonder why. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so this is Queenie Plan Design. She's a Toronto artist.
Yeah.
And she has hand embroidered.
Look at how cute that
this
is.
beautiful apron for you, Mary. And I told her, Mary has a cat.
Yeah.
And Mary likes food. Yeah. So she customized it for you. And I just think this is such a great thing. You wear an apron when you're cooking or baking anyway.
Yeah.
But as a personalized gift, like how lovely is that?
That is so beautiful. And then speaking of handmade stuff, I love that we're finishing with that. What do we have going on here?
So we have something sharp for the two of us.
Yes.
So these are from Wood Projects. From Quebec, and they're also from Etsy, and these are bread knives, and you can get left and right. You can also customize the wood, so I've got a really nice cherry one.
And I got
We've
a walnut. Yeah.
And if for anyone who loves to bake bread, fantastic. But most of us, we just want to eat bread, right? So, and I like that it kind of like there's a guide.
It guides you.
Right?
We had one of these growing up, and I miss it so much. Like, beautiful. Kay and I are about to eat some bread. I feel like we're getting a little competitive, and we're going to keep that competitive spirit going.
Look how perfectly sliced they are.
They're beautiful. When we come back, we're going to do those spring cake reveals, so stick around. Are you sitting at home thinking, hey, seeing the good stuff live would be fun? Well, you are in luck. We would love for you, along with your friends and family, to be a part of our studio audience. Just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen for your chance to join us. Tickets are free. Can't wait to hear from you. Spring Sweets Showdown finale. Now, I challenged bakers, Carol and Jess, to bake up the ultimate spring-themed cake. And I think they might be too small, these cakes. I cannot. All right, Paige Chen is our esteemed judge.
Whoa.
I cannot even deal. You're going to be looking for how well they executed the theme, the spring theme.
Yep.
The flavor of the cake, as well as the overall design and creativity.
Yeah, and the size.
And the size. Okay, that's going to come into it.
We're going to add that in.
Yeah,
together.
we're going to chuck it right on in there. All right, let's get right to these reveals. Carol, you are up first. Let's see the cake you made.
All right.
Da 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 da
I will help you out.
Okay, Carol, talk us through this cake. We are going to start digging. Oh my gosh, a little bird's nest. Tell us about this cake.
Okay, so April showers.
And this one is yours?
Yes.
Yes.
Bring May flowers. So that was the inspiration of this cake. So at the bottom we have rainbows because after a spring storm there's a rainbow, and all of this. These are edible flowers.
They're made out of wafer paper.
Oh my gosh.
I like making cakes that look like concrete.
Oh, hey, I love that. Yes, so good.
So that's what the inspiration, and I like to pair it with something whimsical, like these little baby chicks all around.
I love them.
Adorable.
On top is the sort of like the sun, an ombre, and then of course on top there's some edible moss and a chocolate robin. And some little robins, chocolate eggs with the chocolate nest, and then of course spring is always the blue jays.
The blue jay. We've got them.
Beautiful.
Oh, we got the jays. They're in season again. Carol,
Oh, wow.
tell me about the filling that's going on.
Okay, so I actually have 3 different flavors in here. So what you're tasting is a white velvet cake with a yuzu curd
Yuzu.
Oh, I love it.
and a strawberry shortcake crumble.
That is a lot of flavors, and they are going together.
They're my favorite flavors.
Okay.
Yeah. They're flavors I love.
Yes, yeah. Fair judging. Okay, Carol, Pay, what do you think?
I think it's, lemon, anything with anything citrus, so the yuzu, I love. The strawberry, beautiful. Scream spring, warm weather. You did a great job. It's stunning. I can't believe how huge it is, and you can eat most of the cake.
Yeah, pretty much almost 100%. Absolutely beautiful job, Carol. Thank you so much. Stunning. All right, Jess, without further ado, and it's time to see the bottom of your cake. All right, dun 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 dun. Whoa! Look at that! Oh my gosh. Okay, Jess, tell us about this absolutely stunning cake.
So I went for super girly, super flirty.
Love.
I love a traditional piped cake. What you guys are eating is a vanilla sponge cake with a little bit of coconut shreds inside. The buttercream on the inside, I know there's loads, but it is because there is passion fruit curd as well as a coconut crumble.
Oh my gosh, and is it what's the green?
It's matcha buttercream.
Buttercream.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
Tie in a little bit of Asian flavors to kind of balance it all out. But we have a little bit of tartness with the passion fruit curd, which is really nice and bright and springy.
Super lovely.
Other than that, I really love romantic scenes. I love a romantic movie. So this is our beautiful little geese scenery. We have
Is this like Notebook style?
A little bit.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
A little bit. It's supposed to be feel emotion. So we have our beautiful little mama geese and then our little baby geese underneath. So we did our blue layer to symbolize like a pond. We have our little lily pads on top and our florals cascading down. And then just to stick with our super girly theme, we have little bows all over the place as well.
It's
Hey,
gorgeous.
tell us what you think.
Honestly, you both captured the spring theme so well and so differently. Like, you've got this kind of like a romantic theme over here, and then you've got this spring, like after a rainstorm kind of deal. And I love that you both incorporated like nice punchy citrus as well, because I think that really brings the flavor to life. So, Mary,
Without further ado,
you
Pay.
have to
Who's the winner?
choose a winner.
I know, this is on you. I'm eating cake.
Okay, I know there's lots of it, so keep going. I'm gonna have to say that the winner of this bake-off is gonna be a tie. Thank you, congratulations. Genuinely, both those cakes were amazing.
And to celebrate your win, you're both getting a soak and savor package from Elmwood Spa. Relax in the soothing water therapies and save a delightful 3-course Thai dinner at the award-winning Bangkok Garden Restaurant. And that's not all. You're also getting this super cute 5-piece bakery set from our place. It's really, really lovely. Look at how cute. Goes with your aesthetic, for sure. And studio audience, we did not forget about you. Thanks to Brown, you're all going home with a pair of Emile Henri mini pie dishes. Happy baking. Hey, thanks so much for doing this today. You guys did such an amazing job. That's our show, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff.